In this video, we're going to show you how to install the cooling fan assembly on your Hyundai Elantra located behind your radiator. Now with the hood open, go ahead and locate your air intake box right here. It has a filter underneath. I want to go ahead and release the clips. There's one here, and then there's one on the back side here. And lift this up and just kind of swing this off to the side. We now want to remove the air intake tube. There's two plastic retainer buttons here. In order to remove these here, you're going to take a pick or a small screwdriver, press in on the center. That will actually release the locking mechanism of these buttons. Use your trim tool. Go ahead and pop these out. Now to reset these here before you install them, you want to push the bottom up so it comes out through the center on the top. And do the same over here, and then set these aside. Once you set those aside, we can go ahead and grab the air intake tube, slide that off, and we're going to pull it up out of the box down below and set that aside. We're now going to go ahead and remove our air intake tube attachment. It's a 10mm bolt here and one on the other side. I want to go ahead and disconnect our expansion tube hose right here. Normally just grab it and kind of twist it and slide it off. If it's stuck, you can use a pair of hose pliers. Be sure to pull it in the direction of the port. If you bend it, you're going to snap this off and you're going to end up replacing this whole unit right here. Now there's going to be two 10mm bolts holding this unit. There's one here, one right on the other side. Let's go loosen and remove those. You want to pull this up and out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and use a securing strap to go ahead and take this and hold it out of the way. Now to the right of the fan assembly, you're going to find the electrical connector right here. And on this big block section here, if you run your finger to the tail section, you can push and see that clip opening up. So you're going to press it and then wiggle this off. Now just beside our expansion tank right here, we're going to locate a 10mm bolt. We want to loosen and remove this. Now this is on the passenger side. If you go to the driver's side, you're going to locate a second 10mm bolt. We're going to loosen and remove both of these. Now before we pull up our radiator fan assembly, we want to go ahead and disconnect our upper radiator hose from the driver's side portion of the radiator. Now is there a way to go ahead and pull that fan up without disconnecting this? There may be, but you are risking damaging other components around that area, and we don't want to do that. So we're just going to come on over here. We do have a catch can underneath the vehicle to catch any of the coolant that should come out. Use some pliers. I'm going to go ahead and twist this back. Now right here on the front side of your intake manifold is going to be a vacuum hose, and we need to go ahead and pull this off. So you're going to grab this here and gently pull towards you and slide that off. Believe it or not, that little piece of that rubber on the bend will restrict you from pulling the fan assembly out. Now it's still going to be a tight fit coming through there. There we go. Now on our replacement fan assembly, you can notice that we have the tabs down below. These are the ones that we had to pull up out of the U-channels on the radiator. And then these are the bolt holes here for the 10mm bolts that are going to go in. So now we can go ahead and lower this down into place. Be sure to lock these two lower pins in. We now want to go ahead and install the rubber hose from our old assembly from here, and it runs up through these clips and up to the top. Let's go ahead and do so. Now, when removing the old hose off of the other assembly, you simply just pull it off of the bottom of the tank, and then we're going to install it on here. You just push it on and then run it through the track. With that done, we can go ahead and lower this down into position. With the radiator lowered down in a position, I'm going to go ahead and get our bolts started here. Start to thread this one in. Once we get that started, a few threads, I'm going to go ahead and run that in a little bit. I'm not going to bottom that out yet. I'm going to go ahead and install the bolt on the other side, and then we'll tighten them both down together. Once those bottom out, they're pretty much secured. You don't have to over tighten these here. Install our vacuum hose. All right, let's go ahead and install our upper radiator hose here. Grab your electrical connector, and we're going to line that up onto our fan assembly, push it on. You're going to feel that click into place. Once that's connected, let's go ahead and install our airbox lid. Now there's two tabs on the back side that need to go into the base, and then we press down the front. Snap on our clips, have this one here, and then we have the one on the back side. We're going to install our adapter here for our air intake tube. Get both of those 10mm bolts started, and then we'll zip those down. Just want to gently snug those. Once we have that attached, we can install our air intake tube. We're going to insert our lower portion down into the lower ductwork. Press that in, line this up. Install your two plastic push pins. Earlier we had pushed the bottoms up to expose the top of the button. Insert that and then press it down flush. Do the same for the other side. On the upper union here, we're going to go ahead and install our two bolts. Get both of these started. Then we'll go ahead and snug them down. Gently snug them, don't over tighten it. Don't forget to install your expansion tank hose. Simply line that up and push it straight on. Before filling up your expansion tank, you want to go ahead and open up your radiator cap. And you want to start by topping off your radiator first. Go ahead and use a clean funnel. Use the appropriate coolant necessary for the vehicle. And go ahead and top this off. And once your radiator is full, go ahead and install the radiator cap. Press that down, twist it. Now at this point here, we have everything hooked up. I want to come on over to our expansion tank here, and we're going to open this. Now on the expansion tank itself, it does have levels on there. It has an L and an F. We're going to go ahead and fill up our expansion tank to the F, which is full. Use the appropriate coolant for the model vehicle. Let's go ahead and do so. I'm going to go ahead and fill it to the full line. Now ideally what you want to do next, after you cap this off, is you want to start up the vehicle. You want to go for a road test. You want to go ahead and run the vehicle, get it warmed up. So run it around for about 15-20 minutes, let that thermostat open up and do its thing. What it may do is consume some of the coolant in here. You want to make sure that that is always full. So go ahead and, as necessary, open this up here. Never open up the radiator cap after it's hot, but open up this cap here and add that coolant as necessary and never go over that full line. At that point there, you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.